Hi there and welcome back to another Bright Ideas Daily Nugget. I am your host, Trent Dyrsmid, and this is my daily video series that's not actually quite daily, but it's close, where I give you answers to your questions as well as I give you a look over my shoulder as my team and I grow our e-commerce business from the roughly 3 to 4 million that we're on track to do this year. 3 million for sure, because we're already halfway there and we're halfway through the year. And 4, because I think we're going to land more accounts in the third and fourth quarter. Anyway, and we give you an opportunity to look over my shoulder, look over my team's shoulder as we're growing that business and achieving our goals. As I mentioned a couple videos ago, I'm here in the office on Saturday, August the 4th, because I've just found it really hard to carve out, with all that I have going on right now, to carve out enough time to film these nuggets for you. And we're going to get to some questions. So in this video, we're going to answer questions from 2 people. Normally I don't do 2 questions in one video, but these are going to both be relatively short answers, so I thought, we'll just put them both in one video. The first one is from Austin Legin, and I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that last name, Austin, so I apologize in advance. What portion of your funds do you allocate to yourself for income, reinvesting in products, inventory, and paying your people? So Austin, unfortunately, I have like a really crappy answer for you, because it's not like I sat down and said, well, I'm going to do this percentage to this and this percentage to this and this percentage to this, because it doesn't really work that way. The way it has worked in reality is as follows. You always need capital to buy inventory. And when you get, in our case, we pursue exclusivity agreements with manufacturers. Every time they say yes, I'm buying. No matter if I don't have the money, I'm going to find the money somewhere. Thankfully, with Amazon lending, they seem to lend us endless amounts of money. So when we used up all of our own capital, we weren't constrained. So I'm always buying, because if you're not buying inventory, you're not making money, you're not generating cash, and then you can't do any of the other stuff. So number 1 allocation, always make sure that you buy the inventory when you have the opportunity to do so. Number 2 is overhead. That would be all of the people who work here. That would be the rent. That would be the expenses, all the software, etc., etc., etc. For us, that these days adds up to about $34,000, $35,000 a month. My wife's salary is part of that. I actually don't take a salary from the Amazon business because I don't really work in it. I work in the other businesses. And then last, as the owners, my wife and myself, then you get a salary. So as the owner, you have the privilege of being paid last. If there's not enough money left to pay you, too bad, you don't get any. That's just the nature of the beast. Now, the only way that that might be different would be, let's say that if you were an investor-backed company, which in this space you are very unlikely to be, then you would probably be drawing a salary, because now you're not the entire owner. You've got all the investors who are shareholders and you're working there. So you kind of have 2 hats. You have your employee hat and you deserve a salary for that. And you have your owner hat and you deserve share of the profits for that. So unfortunately, Austin, that is the best answer I can give you. I hope that you are satisfied. Next question is from Wade Tarbett. My question is, could you give some details on training employees for making phone calls to brand owners, especially if they don't know much about Amazon? So thing number 1, Wade, if people don't know much about Amazon, don't be calling the brand owners, because you're just going to shoot yourself in the head. It is so competitive these days that if you are not highly knowledgeable and highly prepared, you'll just bomb. And it would be better to not make the call. So how do you get prepared? Thankfully, I have a nugget video that explains how we do that in detail, and that's nugget number 66. So if you go to Brightideas.co/nugget066, you will get to watch that call or that video in detail. And the other thing that I will give you advice on, if you're not yet an expert, call a bunch of accounts that you really don't care about and use them for practice. Sales 101 is this: ask questions, and ask questions that you already know the answer to. This is where the preparation and the questions intersect to make you a closer, as it were. For example, you've looked at their listing and you've typed in their top, say, 3 or 4 keywords, and you notice that they have 5 sellers on the listing, and for those 3 or 4 or 5 keywords, there's no ads being displayed at all. One of the questions you might ask is, when they say, we don't want any more Amazon sellers, and you go, I agree, you shouldn't have any more. As a matter of fact, you should have less. And the ones that you have, do you think it's important that they be reinvesting a share of their profits in pay-per-click campaigns to help increase exposure for your brand. You see what you just did there? You kind of boxed the person in because he didn't know. The answer to the question is undoubtedly going to be yes. Nobody says no. And because you've done your homework and you know that nobody's running any ads, you can say, well, I agree with you. And did you know that none of your current sellers are running any ads? And he might say, well, how do you know that? And I said, well, type in this keyword, type in this keyword, type in this keyword. Do you see any ads for your product? Nope. Well, if I was one of your sellers, in addition to giving you better titles and better images and better copy and keyword optimization and responding to negative reviews and helping you with brand registry and the transparency program and dealing with tickets and blah, blah, and all this other stuff, I'm also going to take a share of my profits and I'm going to reinvest it in advertising and I'm going to be super transparent about it and I'm going to send you reports every month. So what do you think of that? And you know what? Every once in a while, the person on the other end of the phone will say, wow, that's pretty darn awesome. You're approved. And can you help me get rid of some of the other sellers? And your answer is, well, yes, of course I can. So, Wade, I hope that that gives you an answer to your question as well. So we'll wrap this video up by saying, if you would like to ask me a question for a future video, easy to do. Go to Brightideas.co/asktrent. And if you're not yet a subscriber and you think this video is cool and you'd like to watch more and you'd like to receive notifications of future videos, of future podcasts, and I have some really cool podcasts coming up, of webinars where I do some Q&A because I'm kind of thinking I'm doing. So on the topic of webinars, by the way, in the comments on my blog for this video or on YouTube, if you would like to attend a monthly webinar where you can get instant answers to your questions as opposed to submitting it and then maybe like 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later I publish the video and you had to wait during that period of time, I'm considering doing that and I would like feedback from you. I'd like a hell yes, I would attend. Absolutely, I would attend. If nobody writes any comments, I'm not going to be doing any free videos, I can assure you. So this is your opportunity to take 2 seconds and write a comment and give me some feedback and let me know the types of things that you would want to ask or even just say, hell yeah, I would totally attend that. So I think that's it for this video. So let's wrap it up. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hope your summer's going well. Ours is. It's been a gas. And we'll see you in the next video soon. Take care. Bye-bye.